There are 4 factors that house the 15 Berkeley People Management Competencies. The Berkeley People Management Competencies, or BPM competencies, stem from the Korn Ferry Leadership Architect Competency Model. The first factor cluster in the BPM leadership competency model is thought. The thought factor represents the competencies that impact your ability to understand business needs, make complex decisions with accuracy, and create the new and the different. There are 3 competencies in this factor: financial acumen, manages complexity, and strategic mindset. While you are learning about the 3 thought BPM core competencies, check out your companion guide linked in the Grow and the Go library or in the video description below and watching on YouTube. For each competency, you will notice behavioral anchors in 3 categories: skilled, overuse, and less skilled. As you learn more about each competency, circle if you've printed or bold if you're working on your computer statements that are true for you. So if you notice a behavioral anchor that is true for you when you review the items in the skilled section, circle or bold it. These are your current strengths to capitalize on. As you think about those overuse behaviors, we ask that you remember that sometimes too much of a good thing can be harmful. We all know people who are so focused on one thing or another that productivity, efficiency, and effectiveness might suffer. That's what the overuse behaviors call out. If there are statements in overuse that you find true about yourself, do the same, circle or bold them. These are the areas that you want to be mindful of and monitor. Thinking also about what needs to change to appropriately demonstrate the skill while not being so focused upon it that you're actually inadvertently causing harm or bottlenecks. And if there are items in the list of less skilled bullet points that are true for you, circle or bold those. Those in the less skilled area can be perceived as areas for your own growth and development. Items to prioritize for your role or the role that you're hopeful to grow into. Okay, so now you're going to learn a little bit more about financial acumen, manages complexity, and strategic mindset, the 3 competencies in the thought factor. Remember, you are going to notice the behavioral anchors in 3 buckets: skilled, overuse, and less skilled. Financial acumen means interpreting and applying understanding of key financial indicators to make better business decisions. Okay, so how might you demonstrate skill here? Well, you understand the meaning and implications of key financial indicators, so it's top of mind. Use financial analysis to generate, evaluate, and act on strategic options and opportunities. And integrate qualitative and quantitative information to draw accurate conclusions. Now, let's shift gears to thinking about skill overuse for financial acumen. This might look like when you use financial indicators as the only decision criteria, ultimately leading to an unbalanced view of organizational performance that is narrowly focused on financial outcomes. So, it's when you may be sacrificing long-term business objectives for short-term financial gains. What about less skilled? That's being unfamiliar with financial terms, unclear about the cause and effect relationships among different business functions and overall financial performance, or paying too little attention to financial impact when drawing conclusions. Moving on to manages complexity, which means making sense of complex, high quantity, and sometimes contradictory information to effectively solve problems. If you are skilled at managing complexity, your behaviors show up like this. You ask the right questions to accurately analyze situations, acquire data from multiple and diverse sources when solving problems, uncover root causes to difficult problems, and evaluate pros and cons, risks and benefits, or different solution options. With the framework for high skill, let's consider what overuse of managing complexity resembles. A tendency towards analysis paralysis. You may wait too long to come to a conclusion. You may get caught up in the process and miss the big picture, or you may make things more complex than they need to be. Okay, so what does it look like to be less skilled in manages complexity? You might miss the complexity of issues and force fit solutions. It could be that you don't gather sufficient information to assess assess situations completely or holistically. Maybe you rely solely on intuition, even when contrary information exists. Or you could get caught off guard when problems surface without obvious solutions presenting themselves. Okay, for skilled, go ahead and bold or circle your strengths. For overuse, bold or circle items to monitor. For less skilled, bold or circle items you could intentionally practice in order to grow your skill. Rounding out that thought factor is strategic mindset, defined as recognizing the value that different perspectives and cultures bring to an organization. A skilled manager in this competency anticipates future trends and implications accurately, readily poses future scenarios, articulates credible pictures and visions of possibilities that will create sustainable value, and creates competitive and breakthrough strategies that show clear connections between vision and action. For your team, think about how you demonstrate your strategic mindset. And there needs to be balance, right? So let's talk for a few moments about how you could run into overusing the strategic mindset competency. You could be seen as too theoretical, maybe so far ahead of others that you have a hard time seeing how the organization will get from here to there. You may be impatient with day-to-day tactical issues and may overcomplicate plans. What do you think? Have you ever dipped your toe into any of these bullet points or been perceived to overuse the strategic mindset competency? How about less skilled for strategic mindset? You may be more comfortable in the tactical here and now. Spend little time or effort thinking about or working on strategic issues. Contribute little to strategic discussions, or lack the disciplined thought process to pull together varying elements into a coherent viewpoint. Okay, head back to your companion guide and do a few things to reflect on the thought factor competencies. For skilled, bold or circle your strengths. For overuse, bold or circle items to monitor. For less skilled, bold or circle items you could improve upon. Start thinking through ways to maximize your strength, close gaps in your development areas, and resolve the questions you have about the anchors that were still a little bit cloudy to you. All right, that wraps up the thought factor. Go ahead and move on to the results factor.